Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're tearing right into the sheer chaos and calculated precision of a cinematic hostage scenario. We're going to look at a remarkably tense standoff, really analyzing the raw source transcript of a high-stakes robbery to see exactly how power dynamics can shift in a matter of seconds. We're going to track the escalation step by step to show you how a seemingly totally ordinary situation spirals completely out of control. Okay, let's just dive right into it. Listen to this intense moment that thrusts us immediately into a high-stakes, life-or-death ultimatum before we even know the full context. The threat is immediate, right? And that time constraint, 1 minute, is a classic pressure cooker tactic. As a viewer, you are dropped directly into the deep end, scrambling to understand who holds the cards here and how on earth anyone is going to walk away from this alive. Section 1, the 10 grand drop. To really understand how we get to that explosive climax, we actually have to start with a surprisingly mundane setup. The scene kicks off with casual impatience. It's just a routine $10,000 drop. You've got a crew sitting in their armored truck, just waiting on their coworker, Bullet. It's entirely normal. They're even joking around about what could possibly be holding up a simple 10 grand drop for 5 minutes, making jokes about him finding a date on the job. It establishes this false sense of security, right? A normal working day that completely lulls both the characters and us into a state of calm. But man, that casual vibe, it shatters in an absolute instant. When Bullet finally appears, he isn't walking back to the truck with a completed drop. He's a hostage. Bullet is absolutely terrified, screaming that they are going to kill him, which fundamentally changes the dynamic inside that truck. In a fraction of a second, we transition from workplace banter to a literal life-or-death crisis. The guys inside now have a clear visual of their friend being held at gunpoint by heavily armed assailants. Section 2, the protocol paradox. Now, what's genuinely fascinating about this next phase is the fierce internal debate that erupts over how to respond. It becomes a total clash of ideologies between the guys inside the truck. One of the guards, Dave, immediately tries to fall back on company rules. He invokes protocol, and this dictates a cold, highly calculated corporate response. If a coworker is taken hostage outside, the priority is the cargo, period. You do not open the doors. You turn the key, you drive away, and you literally abandon the hostage to secure the truck. Dave is desperately clinging to this rulebook because, in a moment of sheer terror, protocol gives him a script to follow. And this brilliantly illustrates the massive stakes driving Dave's panic. I mean, this isn't just about saving some vague corporate asset. It's about the staggering $2.5 million they are sitting on. That number is the giant elephant in the room. Or, well, the elephant in the armored truck. Dave knows exactly what these robbers are actually after. So Dave starts trying to rationalize the situation, mostly to try and alleviate his own guilt over potentially leaving Bullet behind. He argues that the robbers don't actually want to kill anyone for the measly $10,000 outside. They're clearly gunning for the massive $2.5 million haul inside. Dave's logic here is that if they simply remove the big prize by driving away, the robbers will have absolutely zero reason to hurt Bullet. It's a panicked rationalization for sure, designed to justify his desperate urge to just flee the danger. So the absolutely crucial point here is this stark contrast in loyalties. On one side, you've got Dave's terrified reliance on policy. We just drive away. But on the other side, you have the other unnamed guard. His response is icy. It's resolute. He tells Dave, you can get out of the truck now, but we're not leaving it behind. It's one of us, it's only money. This guard is completely rejecting the corporate protocol in favor of a much deeper, unwritten code of loyalty. He outright refuses to trade a colleague's life for company cash, and that single decision forces a major confrontation, not just with the robbers, but with the entire situation. Section 3, the tactical distraction. Let's see how this builds from an argument into calculated action. While Dave is spiraling into a total panic, convinced that they are all going to be killed if they open the doors, the unnamed guard drops this incredibly colorful deadpan line. It's commanding, it's vulgar, and it just instantly takes control of the escalating crisis. He shuts down Dave's hysteria right then and there. See, the guard isn't acting out of fear. He is acting out of a hidden expertise. He is essentially telling Dave to manage his terror while he manages the threat. From there, the guard executes a very deliberate sequence. Steps 1 and 2, he outwardly complies with the robber's demands, stopping the truck and opening the back doors. But step 3 is where he sets the trap. Instead of tossing the bags of money into the flatbed like they asked, he deliberately disobeys and throws them on the floor. Step 4. This calculated error is designed to provoke the robbers, to draw them closer, and force them to break their own cover to retrieve the cash. It is a brilliant, totally subtle tactical distraction. Section 4. Enter the lunatic. And that tactical provocation leads directly into our blistering final phase. The robbers fall right into the trap. They react with immediate blinding aggression, thinking the guard is just being difficult and making a stupid mistake. But their overconfidence is exactly their downfall. They threaten to execute the hostage, completely unaware that their own aggression is blinding them to the guard's actual strategy. They think they're the ones dictating the pace of the robbery, but they are actually stepping exactly where the guard wants them. And then, bam, the trap snaps shut. In a rapid-fire sequence of events that takes mere seconds, the tables turn instantly. The guard launches a lethal precision counteroffensive. Amidst all the chaos and the gunfire, commands like "put the gun down" are barked out, but the dynamic has completely flipped. The prey has suddenly, violently become the apex predator. The robber's bravado? It's completely gone. Their overconfidence instantly shatters into sheer terror and confusion as they realize they are entirely outmatched. They genuinely thought they were robbing a couple of frightened corporate transport workers, but instead they've walked straight into a wood chipper. They literally cannot comprehend the level of violence and efficiency being directed back at them. I mean, the desperate scream of "who is this fucking lunatic" perfectly captures the bewilderment of these dying robbers. It illustrates how unbelievably fast a calculated professional can dismantle a crew of aggressive amateurs. The robbers are entirely out of their depth, and their final moments are defined by a desperate, panicked confusion about exactly who they just tried to steal from. Which brings us to the aftermath, and it is incredibly telling. As you'll see, there is zero cinematic monologuing here, none. The surviving robber, who is actively bleeding out, asks one final question just to try and make sense of his own death. Who'd you work for? But the guard gives him no satisfaction, no grand speech, no cool explanation of his skills. He meets their dying curiosity with brutal, dismissive vulgarity. It's a ruthless shutdown that emphasizes just how cold and detached this guard truly is from the extreme violence he just unleashed. But then, in what is an absolute masterclass of tonal whiplash, the guard turns away from the carnage, looks at a completely traumatized and terrified Dave, and asks this bizarrely dark, deadpan comedic question: "Did you make poo-poo?" He completely deflates the life-or-death tension of a $2.5 million shootout with a literal child's potty joke. It highlights a deeply, deeply unsettling level of comfort with extreme violence. So as we wrap up this explainer, the dust is settled, the robbers are dead, the protocol was broken, and the money is safe. But you really have to ask yourself, just who exactly is this guy? What kind of dark, hidden past must this unnamed guard have survived to make a massive, heavily armed shootout look like just another mundane day at the office? It definitely leaves you wondering what other secrets might be hiding behind the uniform of the person sitting right next to you.
Hello Hollywood movies story lovers, please thank you for watching for video, and please subscribe and support for me. Hey YouTube, not is mass content, is my content. I am activity, short activities and long movies stories. Thank you for guys watching for movie stories.